Hello and welcome to Spurred On. I'm Reese, I'm here with Emma as
Hello.
usual, and in this video we are going to be rating Spurs' international players currently playing in both Europe and the Copa America. Right, we're going to be going through the England boys, then the Belgians, the brothers and more, the French, which is Hugo Lloris, Ben Davies for Wales, the rest of the Euros, which is just Kevin Wimmer, and then the Copa America boys. First up we've got the England boys. That's the one that's most heavily populated with Spurs players.
Which is great, which is a great thing.
First up, I think we'll go for what I would say is the standout England player who plays for Spurs, Eric Dyer.
Oh, yes.
Now I think Eric Dyer has been sensational for this tournament.
Yes.
I think he's added to his game, weirdly, since the end of the season with his some of his passing.
Some of his passing has been unbelievable, some of the balls
Couple of balls
that
into
he's pinging
Sturridge
round.
that Sturridge really should be doing better with. The sort of passes you would not expect a CDM to be making.
No. But it is actually incredible how well he's played. Like, I think everyone knew he was going to do well, but I mean, considering that before this tournament started, he hadn't played a competitive game for England.
Yeah.
All his caps have been in friendlies. The way that he's come into tournament football, it's like he's been playing it for years. It's amazing to watch.
Sort of a fearless player as well. He doesn't seem to get nervous at all, does he? He doesn't seem to be bothered.
No, not even vaguely bothered, not fazed by anybody.
That's the word. He does seem bothered. He doesn't seem
Sorry,
fazed.
yeah.
That was my fault. He seems very up for being an England player.
Very up for
as you
it.
can see by his celebration when he scored
that
free kick.
That free kick, how great
my phone
is
background now, him and Dele running off together.
Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, no, it was fabulous. I think he has been one of the standout players in the whole tournament, to be honest. He's definitely England's best player at the moment.
Yeah,
So, Yeah.
I think there's 3 players who stood out for England and
Yes.
2 of them play for Spurs.
Yes.
And the other one is Wayne Rooney. So we're going to give, I think Eric Dyer's campaign so far, we're going to give it a rating out of 10.
Yeah.
I am going to go with a 8.
Oh.
He hasn't really come up against any proper
Yes.
opposition that could challenge him
Yeah.
in that CDM role. So that's why he's had to add this attacking element to his game. Gareth Bale, he contained Gareth Bale very well, fair point.
Yeah.
A lot of them did. Bale was anonymous in that second half.
I would give him 8.5. Can we do halves? We're making this up as we go
Why
along.
not? Why not?
I think 8.5. I agree with you. I agree with the point about not having come up against much in terms of quality opposition for his position, testing him.
Yeah.
But I think the development of his game in terms of his passes going forward, and also the fact that he just... I don't think I remember him making like a serious error. He's given the ball away a few times, I think, especially against Wales. But in terms of an actual problem, actual trouble, I think he's just sat in front of that back four, just cleaned everything up.
It's become almost first name on the team sheet. It's astonishing. And he's not come up against loads. What I was going to say is that everything he has come up against, he's dealt with seamlessly.
And like I said as well, the extra half for this being his first competitive football for England.
Exactly.
So
8 and 8.5, average of 8.25. Next up,
Good
Danny
maths.
Rose.
Good
Danny
maths.
Rose. Don't ask me to do an average every time, please. Danny Rose, who I also think has been excellent. And I think Ryan Bertrand playing proved that. I think it really highlighted how good Danny Rose has been.
If anybody wants to, and there were a few people on my Twitter yesterday who tried to make the argument that Bertrand brought as much to the team as Danny Rose. No.
Absolutely not. No way.
Absolutely not.
Certainly not going forward. And that wasn't a game where you need someone who's more solid at the back. And I don't think he is anymore.
No.
I think he used to be, certainly, yeah.
Okay.
Danny
Rose,
I think, has been great.
And it's so wonderful to see how he's taken his chance, because obviously he didn't get called up until, the first few friendlies he wasn't called up for.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of going, why isn't Danny Rose in the England squad? And even when he was included, I still had people querying, going, I don't know how good Danny Rose is, really, is he England's first choice?
Surely he's proven it by now.
My God, he's been brilliant. And he's another one who is so strong, so fearless. He's obviously brilliant going forward, which, we missed the width last night.
Yes.
So filming this was Tuesday, so the England game was
narrow.
last night. So we were so narrow, and part of the reason was because he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
But obviously, when it comes to tracking back and doing his defensive duties, you don't want to mess with him. He is a fan of,
and he puts his
you out.
life on the line all the time.
Always.
He's constantly getting those blocks in. He's not bothered. I think he's quality.
He's a little
I don't
powerhouse.
think Bertrand's a bad player. I just don't think he's even comes close to Danny Rose.
Nope.
What would you give Danny Rose out of 10 for his campaign so far?
I'm going to have to go 7, only purely because he didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, I am going to go 7 as well. That makes it an average of 7. However, though, speaking of the Bertrand Danny Rose effect, I do feel like Nathaniel Klein did make a very good case for himself against Slovakia. I don't think Kyle Walker, for me, is the other one in the 3 that I think have been great for England. I think he's been a revelation to a lot of England fans, not to a lot of Spurs fans who
lot of
know
us.
he's
We
been
knew he
quality
could
this
do it,
year.
but-
But he has been almost better than he's been for Spurs for England.
Another one who's stepped up his game in the same way that Eric Dyer has.
But I
Different
don't
levels.
think we noticed, because Klein was still excellent going forwards. I don't think we noticed it as much on the right as we did on the left last night.
I think that's fair.
2 nights ago. But Kyle Walker has been great. Just because Klein's also been good doesn't mean Kyle Walker hasn't been great.
No.
I'm going to give Kyle Walker a
I'm going to...
7.5.
Oh, see, I'm going to go 8.
Okay.
I'm going to go 8
7.75.
purely because it's another one who has totally surprised people.
Yeah.
Nobody, like we said, we understood it. We've all seen him doing it for Spurs week in, week out. But a lot of people were kind of like, oh, Kyle Walker starting ahead of Klein. Another one who's just taken his chance and absolutely run with it. So
Yeah. Actually,
that's
you know
why
what?
I'm
I'm giving him an 8
8
as well. I'm
Ooh,
bumping it up
I've
to
talked
8.
you round.
You've talked me round.
There we
I didn't
go.
have any reason to drop him down 0.5 less than I gave Eric Dyer, so I thought, why not?
No.
Dele Alli. Okay, now we get into the tricky business of some of the England players not doing as well. Spurs players.
This makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, Dele Alli isn't playing in his best position.
No.
And the system isn't
No.
suiting him that well.
No.
He hasn't really... He has technically got an assist.
Technically, just
Technically.
about. Yeah.
Would he have got a penalty if we hadn't scored that?
No.
All right.
No, I'm just saying, honestly, no.
Yeah. It was good, quick feet from him.
It was good, quick.
It wasn't meant to be a pass, really.
No.
Arguably, was it? I don't know. Let us know what you think.
feet
in the
were
comments. I think he
great,
was kind of
but-
just doing quick feet, and then he
Yeah.
just got taken down a little bit.
It's so frustrating because I want so much for him for this tournament to go really, really well, and I just don't think because he's being constrained. I think, like we said, by the fact he's not been played in his right position, by the way the system's been set up, I feel like he's playing a little bit within himself. The Dele that I see playing for Spurs, who is totally fearless, who, you know, is fazed by nobody, who will take anyone on, will do the nutmeg, will do the cheeky tricks, will try anything from any distance. I'm not seeing that Dele so far for England, and it's making me sad.
Had a long shot against Slovakia
He
that
did.
was towards the end that did go quite. It was always rising. Went quite
Well,
far
yeah,
over.
I was going to say it wasn't really anywhere near.
But yeah,
I'm-
he's not. It doesn't seem to be as confident as.
No,
as
he doesn't,
normally is.
and that's what I mean. It's really. I mean, I don't know. He's very young. First tournament. It is. It's a big stage to step up onto him, and everyone bangs on about it. But obviously, 12 months ago, he just come out of League One, going into the Championship before he came back to Spurs, and that's a massive development over 12 months. So
What are
maybe
you
we're asking too much of him.
Giving him
I
out of
don't
10.
know. I'm gonna give him a 6.
6.
I don't want to give him a 6, but I think I'm gonna have to.
I think I'm going to... Yeah, he answered a question from Spurdon on an FATV video.
Yeah, he
so I'm
did.
going to give
Hi,
him
Dele.
10 out of 10.
Hi,
Thank you,
Dele.
Dele Alli, for answering Barnaby's question. That gets you a 10.
Especially with the answer that you gave, which was
Exactly.
brilliant.
Well, go check it out. It's on the
Don't
Twitter
think
feed.
Eric Dyer's going to love him very much for that.
Harry Kane. Now,
Yes.
Harry Kane has
Yes.
come under quite a bit of criticism for not performing so far in this tournament very well. He hasn't really had any chances. We haven't really given him any options. Whereas, a lot of other players, like Sterling, have been in good positions to have shots, and so have Lallana. Kane, and they both cannot finish.
Yeah.
Two players who I'm not on Sterling's back as much as other people.
Oh,
And
I'm way on Sterling's back.
And I think Lallana has been good.
Lallana's been good.
But neither of them would I trust in front of goal.
No.
In a one-on-one situation.
No.
I mean, that Sterling chance was a fine example of that.
Oh, God.
He just cannot. He just doesn't have the confidence to finish. But Kane, there was a little moment against Slovakia where he tried to get a shot away and couldn't, and then he just it reminded me of the start of the season for Spurs, where he just kind of ran off, which was like, oh, God, I need a goal.
I need a goal.
Yeah.
I need a goal. But then, we should remind ourselves that was how it started for Spurs.
And he went on
and then he went on, won the Golden Boot, scored loads and loads of goals.
So he's going to win the Golden Boot at the Euros.
Yeah.
He's going to get 35 goals.
It's another one, as with Dele, where it's a little bit frustrating because I do feel like people have jumped on his back quite quickly, which is annoying because you can't just turn around and say the guy who has been the best striker in England over the course of the whole season has suddenly got
Well, I
rubbish.
guess the problem is that he was so closely matched, technically, by Jamie Vardy last season, and it's like, we have got a couple of options in that position for good players. I think Vardy's performance against Slovakia kind of proves that, it's not him.
No.
It's not Harry Kane. It's just what's going on at the moment.
Yeah. And also, I think the performance of Vardy against Slovakia showed kind of what Vardy doesn't offer the team in terms of his all-round game. He's very much got his one tactic, and he's brilliant at it, and he obviously scores a lot of goals that way, and it does terrify defences when you've got somebody who's that quick who can just nip in behind you if you're too high up the pitch. But in terms of all-round link-up play, he doesn't have that same contribution to the team that Harry does.
Yeah.
And I think that was obvious actually in the second half against Slovakia. I I feel frustrated for Kane because A, I don't think he's getting the service, and B, like he's not really been given any help. You know how we've had Sturridge and Vardy coming on together and playing together, and you know they brought Rashford on as well against Wales. You know Harry's basically been sat up there and told you've got to go do it by yourself.
Yeah, except for 10 minutes with Vardy next to him against Slovakia, which we already proved doesn't really work.
No, so I think,
and it was in a diamonds hit. God.
There are so many things that go on about England here. Bottom line is, Harry is not having a great tournament so far, but I don't think that's entirely his fault.
No.
So,
however, I do think if he was playing for a different club, we would be saying he was anonymous and we'd be on his back a lot more. So maybe we are a little bit biased.
Maybe a bit biased.
I am going to give Harry Kane, so far this tournament, a 5 out of 10. Although I will give him a 10 out of 10 for the last season. So, mate, I love you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'll go with 5. But again, a bit like with Delhi, I don't want to give this, and I hope that now that we're going forward, maybe if we get past the last 16, you never know, Harry's going to be.
Yeah.
I think he'll be back for the next game. Personally,
yeah, me
I
too.
think he'll start.
That'll be interesting to see what happens.
Okay,
okay, now on to the Belgians. Toby, Jan, Musa. I didn't see Belgium's second game. Belgium's second game. Speaking like Craig Mitch now. Didn't see the second Belgium game because I'm a busy guy.
You're a busy guy.
But in the first one, I mean, they obviously won it 3-0.
Yeah.
They had the Moussa Dembele effect.
Yeah.
So I can't really give them a rating. I'm presuming Moussa Dembele made a huge impact and was a 10 out of 10. So he gets a 10 from me. What do you think? Did you see the second game?
I wouldn't go 10 out of 10 for him, but yeah,
mine is based on zero information.
He did make an impact, and we did. I've said in a previous video, no Musa, no win.
Play Musa, you win.
No Musa, no win.
Yeah.
And so Belgium learnt their lesson. So I think that shows just how integral to the side that he is. But he did come off injured, which is slight concern.
Bad news. Well, he's out for the first 4 games anyway.
concern.
Any rating for him? Are you able to give any rating for him yet, based on that one game?
Based on that one game, I give him a 7.
Cool. Well, that's all we can base it on.
That's all I can base it on.
What about Toby?
Oh, Toby.
Seemed quite frustrated in the first game.
Yes.
His
Well, I think that
diagonal
was
balls that we came to love so much didn't quite hit the
No.
mark in that match. But I thought Belgium were pretty terrible in that game.
Oh, all of them were awful.
They weren't really a team, were they?
No, it was really disappointing as well because I've been really excited and looking forward to watch Belgium, and then it was like, oh god, this is like England. What's going on?
Yeah.
But I mean, Toby's his usual defensive rock of a self. I mean, I agree that his diagonal passing at the moment doesn't seem to be quite coming off.
He seemed quite frustrated as well by what's the name of their right back? It begins with a C, but and it sounds like an S. But he seemed very frustrated with him for the first Italy goal.
Yes.
That amazing pass.
Well, he's so used to playing in such an amazing back four at Tottenham that I think it must be hard for him to take that step.
Exactly.
Down.
And a bit more pace from Kyle Walker at right back. Ever reliable. Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Never makes a mistake.
Never.
Ever.
But I think his frustration was actually more kind of genuine with the team than with himself. So.
Any rating? Could you give him any rating?
Give him a 7 as well.
I'll give him a 6. And Jan Vertonghen playing at left back, also an angry boy.
Angry
so
man.
far from what I've seen. Probably
man.
less so in the 3-0. But in that 2-0 against Italy that they lost, he seemed very frustrated. I thought he seemed like he was out of position quite a lot. He'd had to keep tracking back. He was making amazing blocks at the last minute, but he shouldn't have
had to be doing it. That's the problem, isn't it? It's like, oh, looks good. It's like, well, actually, you shouldn't have been.
And then get up and scream and blame everyone else.
And you're like, well, actually, if you'd just been where you were supposed to be.
But it's not his favoured position.
No,
so,
it's not. And we know that he had a big toys out the pram strop when we played him there for Spurs.
Yeah.
So I can understand he's maybe a little bit of an angry Jan.
I'd go for a 6 as well. I'll give him a 6 as well. Okay. Hugo Lloris, captain of France, the hosts. He has been pretty good.
Yeah. I'm just going to give him 10 just for that save in the opening game, which was ridiculous.
One save that was kicked straight at him. Okay.
Oh, come on.
No, he got back there.
The
it was absolutely quality.
When that is absolute point blank, the reaction saves to do that.
I'm pranking you.
Oh, God.
I will give him a 8. Fine. Ben Davies. Now, Ben Davies did have to do an amazing block.
Yes.
And
Ben Davies' block was better.
I think Ben Davies has been great. I think
he
Ben
has
Davies has been really good.
He's really shining in that back three for Wales, which is really impressive, I think.
Playing a back three, which is bold anyway, isn't it?
Go on, Wales.
A team like Wales.
Fair play. Wales.
Fair play. I'm going to give Ben Davies an 8.
I'm also going to give him an 8.
I think he's been very impressive.
He has been excellent.
Kevin Wimmer. I didn't see his however many minutes of football he played.
About 17-ish.
17 minutes.
16.
Did he concede?
He came on. No, he didn't.
10.
I think he came on, like 73rd, 74th.
What more can you ask?
I don't know. That's all he's done so far. Hoping he might get a start next game. You never know. But his Instagram's very good. So
okay, there you go.
For Austria. So I'll
10 out of 10 for your 17 minutes. 10 out of 10 for your Instagram.
Absolutely.
Copa America. Eric Lamela. He has scored 2 goals. You love Lamela.
I do love Lamela.
He's been
posing on the pitch with Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I mean, if you're celebrating with Messi and Messi's loving you, like, you've got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
They're in the semi-finals. He's played a big part in that. He's now starting for Argentina when he previously wasn't. He was coming off the bench. And he's now gone from only having scored 1 goal in his international career to now having scored 3, which, when you've only played like 4 or 5 matches, is pretty good going. So I think, yay, Lamella love.
I haven't watched any of the Copa America, but I'll give him a 9.
I'm going to give him 8.5.
I'll give him 8.5, actually.
And then I can't make him better than Eric Dyer, sorry.
Okay, I understand. Finally, Yedlin, who I believe got a red card.
Yes, he did, although he was a little bit unfortunate. But I think other than that, he's played quite well. But having said that, you can't really get sent off in international football in a tournament because, you've not got that many games. It's really unhelpful. So he gets knocked down a bit, that for me. I think I'd give him 6.
Okay, then I'll give him 6 as well because I haven't watched any of it. And you're the one who told me he got a red card.
Yeah.
Just giving ratings out to players I haven't even watched. I have no qualifications to be doing this job, and as is the nature of a football fan. Let us know your ratings for a lot of these players in the comments below, particularly the England ones. Very interested to see what you think of them. Eric Dyer, obviously, Kyle Walker are the ones that people are saying are shining, and Danny Rose and Dele Alli, Harry Kane, maybe not so much. Toby and Jan, what do you make of them? It's not really the Belgian partnership anymore because they're not both playing at centre-back. Is it still working out for them?
Are you watching more Belgian than Reese's?
Yeah, I just missed that one game. I do love watching Belgium because I also love Kevin De Bruyne. And I love him to play for Spurs, but he never will. Hugo Lloris obviously made that amazing save in the first game, and he's been quite consistent, and he's the captain. Let us know what you think of him in the comments below. Ben Davies, of course, has been playing quality. Wales have been excellent, and Ben Davies blocking off the line.
Amazing.
Throwing his body on the line all the time.
Amazing.
Could he potentially fit in centre-back for Spurs next year, if he has to?
Could be a good shout.
Maybe. And then Kevin Wimmer, what did you think of his 17 minutes? What do you think of his Instagram? Give him a rate in the comments below. And obviously, Lamella and Yedlin, let us know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Drop us a like, and we'll see you soon. Hello and welcome to another edition of Spurverts. I'm Reese, I'm here with Emma as usual.
Hello.
We do not know where Craig is. Check his Snapchat, he's probably driving somewhere endlessly, talking about trainers or following Mika Richards.